What's good, YouTube? I know I got the Lakers jersey on. I just finished my video for the Lakers game, but I wanted to at least attempt this video, and it is on. My brother asked me to do this. This is around what can my hood niggas do to translate some of their skills to the corporate world. Now, I'm not going to go into my personal past. So why would I do that? But let's just say I've had an interesting insight into the way of the streets. And what I'm going to attempt to do today is extrapolate, pull out some of the endearing qualities that come from that environment. I'm on my TI tip right now. And really hope to establish a new demographic in the workplace. All right, let's get to it. So the first thing I want to talk about, and I got no notes again, this is brainstorming sessions. The first thing I want to get into is project housing, right? Or any place where I think you have a tight-knit community type of vibe, like our people, we are cultural people, we are on the block type of people, we are social type of people, right? We are very good at socializing. You learning how to network and you don't even realize it. Learning how to read people before you meet them. Learn what to say, what not to say, how to finesse, how to make somebody feel welcome when you really don't want to make them feel welcome, or when you have ulterior motives. And in business, is always an ulterior motive. You have a way around navigating a room without stepping on your boss's toes, stepping on anybody's toes. You just know what to do and what not to do. It comes like second nature. It's like a spider sense, especially out in public and around multiple people. Now, you got to turn off the paranoia because there's no threats. It's no threats. So you can't be in there eyes on a swivel but let's say you was in the room with 100 women, baddies, 100 Riris, Doja Cats, Nicki Minaj's, Megs of the world, just Halle Berry's, you know what I'm saying? You had those walking around, you'd be mingling, you'd be schmoozing. And that's another thing we're going to lead right into handling competition. Corporate world is very much about competition. And especially in the field that I'm going to direct you to, which is sales. I think sales is a great way in. Has a lot to do with your mouthpiece. We'll kind of get into that a little bit. But before I dive too deep in that, just kind of sticking on competition, what you'll find is some people fold. Some people, this will be like the workplace. This will be the most stressful thing that they've had to do in life. My hood niggas, you already know the vibes. We getting money. We're getting money. There's no physical threats. And we getting money? I don't understand. As long as we hoofing. You know the word. Come on, you know the vibes. We hoofing, we good. We at the yams and the catfish. So there's no reason, right? Now, since I already talked about it, let's just dive into it. Again, I got no notes, so this is going to be a little ping, 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 ping. But just rock with me. Just rock with me. Take what you will. You know what I'm saying? What it don't resonate. We just gonna have a little vibe right now. I'm just brainstorming. So now back into why I think sales and I mean there's a ton of places. Like if you got something that you really think you're good in, honestly, 9 times out of 10, you can go on YouTube, you can find out a lot of what you need to know about that field, about the background, about what applications they use. You know what I'm saying? Like it's before we, because I thought another one just popped in my head. Before we get into sales, just know that I said sales is the one, right? Just know that I said sales is the one. But another thing is that, and kind of piggybacking on the competition thing, is we've just been through a lot, right? Real talk, yo. Done been through a lot of shit. And so when it comes to making money, I'm not going to put no stipulations on you. All I'm going to say is there is a possibility that you may have stepped across the line a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It may have happened. But just understand, it's that legal money now. It's that legal money. So you should be willing to do a lot for that legal money. And I think that's what you find. It's like some people just not willing to work hard for money. Some people want to get the money, but they also want to do it on their terms. Anybody that been on the pavement, that been in some type of situation where they ain't had and they had to go get, for them to tell you, yo, listen, man, I'm gonna make sure this money is for you every 2 weeks. It's gonna be there. You're gonna be able to take care of all your needs. Your health's gonna be right with me. You know what I'm saying? Your day-to-day gonna be right with me. I'm gonna change your whole outlook. I'm gonna give you a future as far as 401k or whatever they doing now. I'm gonna give you all that. But I just need you to handle that business. And it's only 8 hours a day. 8 or 9 hours a day. Come on, man. Come on, man. 8 or 9 hours a day, 24 hours a day. You know how them calls be coming in, man. You know how them calls be coming in. If you a hustler, that hustle is 24 hours a day. You've been grinding your whole life. You ain't even know it. But you ain't been getting compensated for every hour. That's what this lifestyle is once you come to the corporate side. So that drive, that, yo, my back is against the wall, that feeling, right? If you apply that to corporate world, and especially to sales, because sales got bonuses, probably more so than any other division. A hustler can make double, triple his salary, can make more than his boss. And they won't even look at you crazy. They'll be like, yo, that's a good worker right there. Because trust me, if you making triple, you done made them triple what you got. Maybe more. They're going to be taking you on trips. They're going to be showing you the life. Kissing big ass with the tongue out. You like that, huh? Oh. Bonus money ain't nothing to a company. When have you seen someone on the block be like, yo, the way you working right now, yo, that pack, I need it, yo, nah, I don't want more of it. Here's an extra here's an extra $1,000, yo. You've been grinding. It's not happening. But take that back again, take that back against the wall that I'm have to grind, and you apply that into the corporate world, yo, you will run circles around these cats. Like, it's not even a question. Because you will be on that I will not lose tip. And they love that. They love when you're passionate about the work. They love when you got that eye like, yeah, nah. We're going to close this today. Yeah, this is nah. Trust me. Don't worry. I'm going to close that. He ain't going nowhere. When they hear that, they say, oh, I think Dez is going to close him. So, again, take your passion for making money and bring that to sales. They love that. They love people that love making money. They can't get enough of it. It's called the hunter mentality. And I know my boys in the hood got that hunter mentality. Come on, man. Another thing that we're good at. So far we've covered networking. We've covered handling competition. We've covered networking, handling competition, and day-to-day drive is what I'll call that back against the wall thing, right? The day-to-day drive. Now let's talk about organization. I think this one it will be for not for everybody, right? This will be for my players out here. But the way that you are able to manage many conversations, remember the lies that you tell, remember the truths that you tell, remember all the positions that you put yourself in amongst 50 million people. Relationship management is what they call that. That's what they call it. They do. You know what I'm saying? They even have whole systems dedicated to this. People be remembering in the back of their head like it's nothing. On last Tuesday I talked to them about this. So I gave them this price, blah, 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 blah. You don't ever mix that up. At least not if you're good. I mean, all of these are what they like to call now soft skills. You know, it's not so much about, because they feel like they could teach you whatever the actual you go to work for. If you go to work for Microsoft, when you go to training, they're going to teach you about Microsoft stuff. But what they want you to be is, if you're selling Microsoft, they want you to have sold something before. Technology, preferably. But you can finesse. They don't always got to be. They want you to have sold something first. They want you to be organized. You know, they want you to be a clear communicator. All of those kinds of pieces are the intangibles that get you the job. Knowing Microsoft, and again, anybody could do background research on a nigga. You know you got a little nigga that you don't know about in the streets, and you need to find out about him. You go and do some research. Where he stay at, yo? Who he be around? What is he into? What's his vibe like? And then you plan accordingly. And that takes me, just thinking about that, kind of staring into the camera thinking about that kind of takes me to another skill set that I want to talk about. We are very, very good, and they call us project managers. So not only do we manage relationships well, but we manage projects well. Let's say we got a situation, right? We will not stop until that situation is dealt with. And dealt with the way that it shall be needed to be dealt with. It may take may take some follow-up. Might have some push forward and some push back. But we are finishers of situations. That's for sure. We are. We know how to say, okay, here's step 1. Here's step 2. Here's step 3. And be very methodical about executing. That's project management. They have certifications dedicated towards giving you that skill set of setting other people's expectations. Yo, this money I ain't gonna front, yo. This money not coming this week. You know who to tell that to and who not to tell it to. You know when to do that and when not to do that. I mean, I remember a time, I don't know what they're doing now. I remember a time period used to get stuff on your face. Like, yo, this is me, hold me. You know I'm good for this. And you had to bring back and execute on that plan, or if it was serious consequences. Now I ain't gonna say it always works out. But in the corporate world, it's even better if it's like, listen, there's less tolerance. Again, there's no physical attached to these to the situation that you're making. And that's something I would try to understand to my street niggas. Like, yo, the corporate world is everything that the street world is, just minus you having to put your foot in a nigga's ass. Like, on some real shit. Like, you don't have to beat a nigga up. You don't have to put hands on a nigga. You don't got to do none of that when it comes to really just making bread. Making bread. Yo, it's amazing. Another thing that we're really good at, and this depends again on location. If you was in a gang, if you was in anything like that, if you was riding, you understand hierarchy. You understand how to follow rules. You understand how to play by the rules and how to play the game. And there's definitely a corporate game, and it's just like any other game where there's a hierarchy of people with power at the top and like a pyramid, and there's more workers at the bottom, and there's some that's going to make their way up based on the moves that they make, based on the work that they put in, based on the relationships that they build with the higher up people. People could pull you up, people could drag you down. You vouch for the wrong person, you can get brought back down. All of that I just said, that could be interchangeable in either space. And don't even necessarily gotta be a gang, because it could be clique life. You ain't gotta be in Blood or Crip to be in the Budget Lodge Boy BLB, to be in the Bomb Squad. Yo, listen. It's been a couple. Yo, again, I'm only giving examples. I'm only giving examples. This is what I've heard. This is what I've seen. But not me. Me, no, not me. Not me. Continuing on. As far as another thing that I think translates really well. So back to the hierarchy. You could really play, we just know how to play our position. We won't make our boss look bad. We won't overstep them either, though, and try to do too much. We'll know just enough what to do and how to play that corporate game. But another thing that they love is they love, like I said, with that passion, they love a person that demands respect. Again, it's not a physical thing. It's not a physical thing. It's just the way you carry yourself, right? They love respecting respect. Somebody that demands it, yo, they be calling them that. They be like, that's that guy. No, you see when Mark comes in? Yo. He got an aura. They call it an aura. A presence to you when you enter the room. We know how to do that, man. We know how to do that. I think I went off in a little light tangent. Like, I was going straight, and it was like I seen something I wanted to, like, oh, is that a McDonald's? Made a quick left turn. But I'm talking right now about that aura that we bring to the table, kind of when we know what we're doing. You ever had like the basketball, when you nice in ball, you start talking, you start popping your stuff. That's why I like sales. You can even talk. You can even do a little trash talk. That, I feel like that industry right there is made for every hood nigga in the world. Like, every hood nigga should get a sales job. You're not hustling until you get in some W-2 money to go out there and build relationships. And you could treat it like you're selling the bricks. Boy, it'd be more. Listen, man, I've sold things with higher price tags than a brick. For sure. No questions asked. You know how I felt like when I came out the office that day? I undid like 3 shirts and I had the taco meat showing, man. I was Pablo. Listen, man. I know people. I'm not giving no names or no relationships. I know people that I be giving this talk to. Like, yo, come into this corporate world. And they wait a little bit, and then they did it, and then they came back and was like, yo, I'm glad I did. Because once you realize, it's like, everything about the street life is black and white. It's either you make it or you don't make it. There's so much gray area in the corporate world. You could have met your quota, but at 90%. But they ain't gonna knock your head off for going 90%. Like, they ain't gonna come and whip your ass for bringing back 90% of what you said you was gonna bring back. They still be like, that's pretty good. Let's give them a little bit of the bonus. So just that peace of mind, I always try to stress, like, yo, man, just get you a little joint, man, so you could just at least make the money legit, man. Come on, that's the very minimum. How you want to buy some shit? How you want to buy some wavy shit and you ain't got no established income? And you could stunt regardless. Like, trust me, the retail store, they're going to take your money. But the house people, they're not going to take your money. The car people, they're not going to take your money like that. Some of them sound low budget joint, they're going to take your money. But if you're trying to get them foreigns, they're not taking your money like that. Then what they like, listen, this guy going to our bank. Nah, you ain't jacking that. So back to the topic. Let me reel that back in. We covered a couple things. Again, most of them being soft skills, right? And those are the intangibles that I think need to be stressed. You've also got the people who deal with money in the streets. Could be great accountants, bookkeepers. I mean, especially if they're dealing with multiple products and they got to bring back and they got to make sure things are balanced. Those are some book balancing motherfuckers right there. Some drug dealing niggas, yo, they know how much inventory. They are good at inventory. Inventory management is what they call it in the corporate world. Supply chain. Let's say this strain runs out. I got to go here and re-up. So I make sure that all of my clientele has that. That's called supply chain. Yo, it's crazy how it just translates. You just got to understand the terms, right? Then you got the fearless brothers. You got the people who fearless, right? They just straight fearless. You know, they call it, they got people who do the tough things in a corporate world, like fire people. They have advocate people like HR. You advocate instead of firing. You opposite, like you voice. You got in sales, I'm running it back to sales. They got a whole section around people who don't like asking tough questions. What's so tough about asking a question? That's corporate psychology. Yo, it's a real thing. I get paid money just to do that exact thing. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. My hood brethren are ask a tough question any day of the week. I know for a fact. My creatives, they got a whole department, marketing. Whole department dedicated to y'all. Hold on, my battery about to die. On the phone. Let me see if I can plug. Without looking too crazy. Yeah. Whole department, marketing. You know how y'all be designing stuff? designing the bags, getting creative with the names and all that. Yeah, that's called product marketing. That is product marketing right there. Branding. Take those skills, man. Take those skills that you got. Find out where they correlate in the corporate world and start doing you some projects. Because I guarantee you, you're going to be like, it's nothing. It's nothing. I'm chilling. I ain't even got to go make a drop. Now, everybody doesn't translate. You got your thieves of the world. You got your stick-up boys. You got your beat-down artists. You know what I'm saying? You got your killers. I don't have nothing for you right now. I don't. Some of y'all don't even care about money. I don't have nothing for y'all right now. But, no, you know what? I take that. No, I don't. I thought I was going to go with loyalty. But to be honest, y'all types, y'all might knock a nigga out in the corporate office. I'm just going to be real. There's some situations where it just may not seem right. And you're going to have to use a certain level of reserve. And I just don't think everybody has. So now, again, there is a limit to your Goonie Google status pass that you can translate, right? You can't now. They do get scared, so you got to change your voice, man. This is after years. After years, I grew up in Harlem, and it was a lot tougher. The voice. I moved to New Jersey. I got it a lot better. Corporate America, I refined it. Look at my joint. My voice is not alarming, but you cannot be Poppy Smoke up in there, like. You can't. You just got to tweak some mannerisms. I'm going to keep it a buck. This is a game. But again, we just talked about it. If you about getting money, when haven't you tweaked it up to get the jukes? You ain't going. If you going to rob somebody, right? And he's in a situation where you got to actually get up on him. You're not going to come up on him. Or you might. I mean, if it's one of those kinds of missions and you really got to get to them, you can't be coming up in there like this, especially when they're around some boys. They're going to spot you. When you got to go up in another nigga projects and you got to do some work, they're going to spot you. But if you play it right, you disarm, you get in there, and then you turn into Booba Savage, then what's the problem? Like, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. If you was willing to sell drugs to your people, then you should be willing to take a corporate review meeting where it may get a little loud. That's just in my book. You know what I'm saying? If you juked a couple niggas, there's nothing wrong with a manager saying, hey, man, I need you to pick it up. And all you say is, oh, don't worry, I got you. That's all they want. But there's some brothers who don't, listen, they just cannot, even if it's any level, they just don't handle any level of authority at any point. This ain't for you. But if you a money-making type, if you have at any point been saying like, man, I kind of want to get into it, but I don't know how or what. There's so many different skill sets that you can apply. And it all starts, and even hood confidence. I'm going to leave it at this. This is the last one. Hood confidence, right? This kind of goes back to networking. You got to go. You know that group of girls, man. When you see the baddies over there in the corner, and you got to infiltrate the entire group. What does that mean? You got to say a joke. You might have to have a line or two ready in your head. You might have to have a fallback line just in case. You might have to have some plans baked up, a story about who you are, something jazzed up real nice in case they start talking crazy. And you gotta have some reserve turn up just in case you gotta flex. I'm just saying, you gotta control the room and read the room. That's a meeting. That's every single meeting you're gonna walk into. If it's new business, it's just like that. If it's an internal meeting, it's just like dealing with women it's like the ladies that you already rock with. We going to brunch. We going to do this. We going to do that. A link up is just like another link up. And we good at the link up. Come on now. Just by the nature of how they group us together, we social people. So we can handle large amounts of people, reading multiple people, looking everybody in the eye, making sure everybody feel comfortable, putting pressure on who we need to, keeping what the overall concept in the head is. This is a sales meeting. This is a marketing meeting. This is my meeting is to get these numbers out. My meeting is to pick this guy's brain. All that going on, that's just another day in the neighborhood. I'm in this corporate world, man, so won't you be my neighbor, man? Come and rock with your boy. We out here getting shmoney. Big shmoney time. This was a good one. I'm not gonna lie, I'm like, yo, I talked for 31 minutes. I was supposed to watch the Brooklyn Nets and the Knicks. But this was good. This was like, I really wanted to get this in. I'm probably going to retouch this. A lot of my videos, I think I'm gonna redo when I get the chance. So I could use the green screen, maybe have some details, some stuff going on. Who knows, right? And I could really think about it. These are just brainstorm sessions. Like I didn't come into it with no notes. I'm gonna show you what I got on my joint. I got Bleacher Report right now. I didn't come into it with no notes. I had literally just finished my Lakers video. And I was like, let me just talk about this. But this is exactly the kind of things that I want to talk about. And more. You know what I mean? I'm multifaceted, you dig? So we gonna be out here giving the truth away for free. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta pay for this. Maybe later, but right now, it's free, baby. That about wraps it up. Thummy. Let me see what thumbnail. Oh, I didn't get my thumbnail. Okay. Whatever. I'm gonna take my thumbnail after the video because I gotta change the lighting. The joint in the back is not going to work. This has been good. It probably makes sense that I had the hoodie on anyway. You know what I'm saying? When I'm talking to my hoodie boys. I'm telling you, a black hoodie, all black. That's yo. We're gonna have some good times in this. All right. Peace.